Hello, Blizzard fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between LiquidBunny and Patience on Cactus Valley, the latter edition. Now this is from the Gfinity Spring Masters 2 tournament that wrapped up a couple of Sundays ago. And this is from the Group B winners bracket. And this is game 3 of the series between these two players. I heard this is a really good game, so I'm going to cast it now. And hopefully this will be really, really entertaining. And I'm glad for whatever brought you to my channel. Now, in the top left, we have the blue Protoss player, Patience from Dead Pixels. He is a South Korean professional player, formerly known as Lucy, but now he is known as Patience. And in the top right, we have the Terran player, LiquidBunny, probably one of the best foreign Terrans in the world right now. I've cast a whole bunch of his games. He is from Norway. And he's very fun to watch. He is just very solid micro, very solid macro, good game sense, and can do a lot of stuff to make Protoss lives very difficult. So Widow Mine drops, I've seen him previously use to great effect against Protoss, also just kind of straight up Marine Marauder type stuff. Tank shots as well have been very good for him. And we'll have to see what he decides to do in this particular game. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and go for a bit of a macro play, throwing down the supply depot, immediately going for a command center. Meanwhile, Patience is going for that gateway first and getting double gas. So, I expect to see some Oracle harassment coming out of the Protoss player, as that double gas can be used for pretty much nothing else at this point. And yes, we have the proxy pylon going down for Patience. I would not be shocked at all to see a Stargate come up here and some Oracles to pop out of that. We are scouting with the SCV. We see the double gas. We see the Cyber Core. We do not see anything being chrono boosted on that Cyber Core. Mothership Core coming now out of the Nexus, and the scouting probe kind of returning the favor here, coming on in, trying to see what he can see, but the Marine says, no, I'm going to use some good stutter step here. I will try to kill you. I'm not letting you into my main base. Bunker going up at the front door, and yes, here comes the Stargate being proxied out. Now, Bunny might need to start scouting some popular places for proxy Stargates. I have to imagine this is a pretty good one. Also, maybe right over here, and I guess here is not so great, but maybe down here as well. It's a good spot to scout. So this is a fairly safe place. Yep, here comes the Oracle being chrono boosted out very, very quickly. I assume it's going to head right up to the mineral line here. And do we have anything ready for this? Bunny, let's see, the units tab. Bunny has 2 Marines, which no, is not fantastic. You need about 5 or 6 Marines to really take down an Oracle, or else they can just eat them up and go to work on your SCVs at that point. So SCV scouting back in again, says, okay, I don't see any other tech. That has to mean there is a proxy Stargate somewhere, or like something crazy like that. I need to be ready for it. Here comes the Oracle. I think all these SCVs are going to die. There are no Marines to protect them, no turrets whatsoever. Widow Mine being constructed, but not out yet. And yes, here we go. 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs. Good micro here, doing some stutter step micro with the Oracle. 6 SCVs go down immediately. The Oracle very, very happy with itself. Moving up around this right side, just making sure, okay, there are 5 Marines there. There's a missile turret being constructed in that middle of that mineral line now. That is enough to chase him away, but the Oracle has to be very, very happy with the number of kills that he got. And a missile turret being built here as well to keep stuff alive. I did hear a Widow Mine burrow. Where is that thing? Units, Widow Mine. All right. Oh, and I almost missed that, but there it was. Burrowed the Widow Mine at the edge of the main here, caught the Oracle on its way in, and did take it down. Hero Widow Mine right there, saving the lives of the SCVs in the Terran army. I assume all the SCVs will take it out for drinks later on tonight to congratulate it for its amazing game sense and the range and the fact that it can one-hit Oracles, which is so nice for Terran armies these days. Now, is this still going to be used? Yes. The Stargate is being used to produce Phoenix right now, which is just good. It's good for scouting. You can't really kill a Terran army with it, but if you can get around and get some good scouting off, you can also kill medevacs, which is really, really nice, and just other assorted things. Probably not going to see too many Phoenix, but a good group of 2 or 3 would be pretty fantastic. We now have the Nexus up for Patience here. He just is getting the gas there, and Observer heading on out to see what it can see. And yeah, Marine kind of chasing down that Phoenix, but man, Phoenix are fast. They are one of the fastest things in Starcraft 2, faster than Mutalisks, faster than Marines for sure, and that Phoenix gets the heck out of there because it cannot attack ground units without lifting first, which requires energy, and it cannot attack while it is lifting, so it requires a buddy to actually do some of that attacking if it is lifting something up to destroy. Observer here does say, okay, there's that Widow Mine that killed my friend. Up here we have another Widow Mine heading out. I don't know, does Patience seen that one? No, he has not. So if we're not careful, this Widow Mine could get a shot off and kill some stuff as well. Picking up that Marine and leaving him dead on the ground are the Phoenix and his friend. Heading on over. Gonna maybe try to pick up this Widow Mine. No, yes, actually did take the hit on the Widow Mine, picked it up. Other friend does manage to kill it, but man, that Phoenix took a lot of damage. I guess that was probably worth it. He didn't actually lose a unit to kill that Widow Mine, probably feeling pretty good about it, but no, and the Observer gets scanned out and destroyed by the Marines. So pretty good game sense here right now by Bunny, managing to pick off an Oracle, doing some damage to a Phoenix. Killing that Observer is really nice. The scouting information is something that Protoss really wants, but unfortunately will not be able to get for a little bit of time anyway. What is this? Two more Observers actually heading out, kind of setting up defensive perimeters, watching for drops that might come on down here. And Phoenix, did it die? Did its friend die there? What's our units tab looking like? Ah, I was on units for a while. Yeah, there's only one Phoenix there, so the other one must have been destroyed. It was very low on shields and health, which makes a lot of sense. And we are upgrading ground armor and ground weapons, and also getting a Colossus out of this robotics facility, and also researching Blink. So we're getting a Blink Stalker and Colossus, which is a pretty good combination against Terran. Requires a lot of micro. You want to blink back those Stalkers as best as you can. You want to keep the Colossus alive as long as humanly possible. The Marauders do a pretty... Ooh, instantly that scouting Oracle, hallucinated Oracle rather, does die. But yeah, a couple of idle SCVs here, but I was saying that Marauders do a good job stimming forward and killing Colossus if you're not careful. Also, obviously, Vikings do a good job of that as well, but right now we're just making medevacs. We're looking for probably a, what is this going to be? Probably a timing attack. When that stim finishes, I imagine we'll move out for a drop. But here comes another Phoenix, or the same Phoenix, kind of checking stuff out. We're going to burrow a Widow Mine here to defend against this. Does it get picked up? No, it does not. That worker does get picked up and kind of aborts his building for just a second. A bit of harassment there. Kind of funny, but eventually the missile turret does get built. The SCV happy with his work and happy he didn't die. Command Center comes over for a third base being built here now for Patience. And Bunny kind of moving on out. He probably wants to find this proxy Stargate just to make sure it doesn't come back and bite him. Phoenix running away, this group moving on out. Stim is just about finished, just about there. We'll have to see if it does finish soon enough for this attack to happen. I imagine that it will, and that is what Bunny is waiting for. Oracle here, kind of hanging out. It does see this Widow Mine. It sees everything coming out of the base for Bunny. And here comes a small timing attack. Two medevacs, a bunch of Marines, and about 4 Marauders, and Stim is about to finish here. There it is, completes. Blink finishes at pretty much the same time. +1/+1 as well for the Protoss is about to finish, which is super nice because that does a lot in keeping your units alive. Widow Mines are burrowing here, though, at the natural. That medevac goes down to the photon overcharge, and the Widow Mines are here, effectively preventing any mining from happening whatsoever here at this base. It does get detected, though. They get detected and cleaned up very quickly, but not before it managed to take down a single Stalker. So, alright, not really paying for themselves, those Widow Mines. The Stargate does go down here as well, along with the Pylon. And actually, that does supply block Patience for about half a second. So, interesting play there. It is 137 to 110 supply. Income shows 61 to 61 Harvesters. We are equal across the board there. Chrono boosting out those +2 upgrades as fast as possible is Patience. We are now making Vikings. We are recognizing the fact that, yes, I did see a Robo Facility and a Robo Bay. And so that means we are going to see Colossus. We need those Vikings to take those down from the air. And we'll have to see if those come out anytime soon to help with this battle. I don't know if you want to leave the Protoss on 3 bases, though. That could be pretty scary. At the same time, a 3-base Terran player can be equally scary. So at this point, I think they're both probably evenly matched, I'd have to say, although Bunny is up 148 to 113 supply. Very strong in his army count, but that 3 Colossus with a +1/+1 upgrade, +2 on the way as well, makes them extra scary against these bio forces, and Bunny actually decides to head on home. So maybe meeting up with these other groups of military men, along with a couple Vikings, moving on out to this Zelnaga watchtower just to make sure nothing crazy comes through the middle of the map here. We do have another proxy being built, though, it looks like. What are we doing here? Proxy pylon there. Not really a proxy pylon there. There's one there, though, maybe for scouting, just to make sure. But in the meantime, Bunny heading on up, making an aggressive stance, pushing towards that 3rd base of Patience, but then decides to head on home. Not too interested in attacking just yet. Maybe waiting for +1/+1 and combat shield to come down for him. Looks like actually +1 armor is a long way off, so that's not going to happen. And another forward pylon coming in from Patience. Have to see if he decides to build anything there, or if they're just more scouting pylons, just to make sure nothing crazy comes along that bottom path and surprises him here at his 3rd base. There is a pathway that is kind of hard to scout if you are Protoss, and I guess it makes sense to put pylons here and keep them alive. So here we are. These Blink Stalkers probably don't want to engage this entirely. No, They do not. They take a couple of volleys and get the heck out of there. They are not interested in fighting that head-on, not without the Colossus at least. It's a fairly small army here, though, with these Stalkers. A couple sentries. We are warping in some Zealots here to absorb some of the damage from those shots from the Marines and the Marauders. The Viking count is huge. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 Vikings right here. That is enough to take down this number of Colossus, I think. Well, we've got 5 Colossus. Just a matter if the Stalkers can actually kill them first or not. And yeah, the Stalkers do not want to engage here. Again, blinking off, splitting off a small group to snipe down that Nexus is Bunny and saying, come on, you want to save your Nexus? You have to come through me first. Bunny hanging out here looking very, very threatening at the top of this ramp. The Nexus does go down at the main. Huge pickup. The Vikings going to town on these Colossus. So many Marines are dying. Colossus coming from here as well. Sutter stepping back. The Vikings are interested in one thing and one thing only, killing those Colossus. Once they are down, I think we'll have a better fight on our hands for Bunny. And yes, the Vikings are still alive, taking down all but 2 of the Colossus. The rest of the army gets cleaned up, though. 23 workers have died. 13 workers have died for the Terran player. Did he bring SCVs with him? Is that what that was? Were those meat shield SCVs? I don't know how they died. I don't see any evidence of an attack anywhere. That was weird. I might have to go back and check that out. But either way, Colossus moving on down with the Blink Stalkers. The +2/+2 attacks really keeping them alive longer than they probably should have against this army from LiquidBunny. But moving on down to this forward pylon, waiting for reinforcements, trying to rebuild this base, I assume. I mean, there's a lot of minerals here. You want to be able to mine that out, but it is a pretty scary spot to be in right now. Sniping down the Widowed Mine, the burrowed Widowed Mine there is Patience with the Stalkers. They do outrange Widow Mines if you can see them. And sniping down actually a Zealot attack here, then moving back on up to chase the army away out of the range of that natural. I guess we were warping in Zealots here and running them all the way up here to kill SCVs, so well played there by Patience. That forward pylon really paying off. Excellent play by him. An observer following the army. There are no Ravens here. There's really nothing to spot that, so this is really nice for Patience, just to make sure he sees exactly what's going on with this army. And it looks like a bit of a base trade might be happening here. A loop along the north side is LiquidBunny, around the south side is Patience. And yeah, it looks like Patience says, we're just going to go for it. Let's kill this natural, let's kill this main, and see if we can kill the Terran before he kills us. Oh, here we go. Actual base trade going on right now. So many SCVs dying to these Stalkers. A large group of Patience's army moving up to the main here to try to take down this production. Probably able to do it with the Archon at the front and the Colossus. Also, Bunny splitting up his army to take down this 3rd Nexus. Also, the 2nd Nexus was never rebuilt. We might move on up into the main here in just a minute. But in the meantime, this is Patience sitting right inside all of these bunkers, killing everybody that comes out of these buildings. The Terran army is forced to lift off, run away with his bunkers. And meanwhile, all of these workers going to die as well. Cannons going down. Bunny killing so many workers. For Patience, 55 workers dead on the Terran side, 22, 23, 24, 25 for Patience. 28 in total have died in this particular last couple of minutes alone. The 3rd Nexus goes down. There are no more command center, actually Nexuses for the Protoss player. There are command centers, though, a single command center floating on out. Looks like we might trade bases here, which is always fun to see in Protoss versus Terran. All of these gateways are going to go down as well. Just production facilities are pretty much nil for either of these players at this point. Engineering bay explodes. Extractor explodes. Assimilator, actually, refinery, I want to say, explodes. All of these supply depots going down. Pylons being killed everywhere. Both players are severely supply blocked at this point. Bunny at 91 supply of 33 available. Patience at 107 of 64. Production has slowed to a halt. We are building a Nexus, though, right here. So this Nexus, which is essentially kind of a 3rd or a 4th base for the Terran player, is now home for Patience. He has enough workers. He has 15 Harvesters to only 1 for the Terran player. That's actually going to be a big thing. Bunny needs to win this game sooner. He's just going to lose in the macro battle. So here we come, trying to snipe down the rest of these buildings, just so Patience does not have view on this command center that's going to land. He doesn't know where it's going to be. He might have caught a glimpse of it there, but I doubt it. Command center lands. It has enough for 2 or possibly 3 mules at this point. Here comes the army with a whole lot of Zealots, though, at the front, along with some Archons, hallucinated Colossus. Looks like Patience says, okay, I need to kill the Terran player now. I can't let him build back up. He has more production facilities than I do. All I have is this Nexus. He has a command center there, a command center here. He has another command center. Oh, man, and 3 barracks. That is a lot of mules that he has not actually thrown down yet. I don't know why, but Patience probably recognizing this is not a good spot for him to be in. The Blink Stalkers moving on up, then blinking back very, very safely, very, very smartly, and just kind of mining at home. Chrono boosting out workers. Actually, no, not yet. Just kind of using the ones that he has. And are there mules being thrown down here yet? I don't know why Bunny is not using the energy. Oh, looks like he did use the energy there, but where is the question? I don't know. A bit of ring around the rosy here, and here comes the engagement. There are so many zealots here, soaking up tons of damage. The Vikings trying to kill all of these Colossus, but a couple of them are hallucinated and sucking in damage that otherwise would go towards the live one. Archon at the front doing tons of damage, does manage to explode. Sentries at the front getting taken down. Blink Stalkers trying to stay alive. It is super close right now. Marauders are trying to take down the Stalkers as fast as they can, and that's it. Patience calls the GG. There are only, what, 6 or 7 Marauders left in the army for LiquidBunny, and he manages to win anyway. Fantastic play. Base race that comes down to just a few handful of units for the Terran player, and LiquidBunny is victorious over Patience in this Game 3 between these players. So, fantastic match. I really enjoyed casting it. If you like what you saw here today, hit that like button, hit that subscribe on YouTube. You can also catch me on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, all at /FalconPaladin. And as always, until next time, you guys take care of yourself.